It all started with an engine overhaul, and I've encountered a lot of rust, so I've been fixing it as I go along, but I wanted to take a minute and show you where to look for the common rust spots that I've found on the Saturn S series cars. Starting up front, right behind the front wheels on the frame here and here, these were severely rusted. You can see that. That could be a safety hazard if it doesn't get taken care of. Next, what's normally right here is the subframe, which holds the engine and transmission. You can see it right there. On the driver's side of the subframe is a very common rust spot, and it can be very dangerous. Here's a picture of the subframe that was severely rusted on this car, which I replaced about 5 years ago. Here's my subframe that I cleaned up and painted that I'm going to be using. Also, up inside the fender, right here, is where your charcoal canister mounts. And I found that the part that holds it tends to rust out pretty bad. As you can see here, I'm simply pulling it off of the car and it's just falling to pieces. Also, up inside the fender, you have these Fender Supports, and I found these to be a pretty common rust spot. Moving back a little further, we get to the rocker panels. You can see that I've already started digging into these ones. You can look up here first. If this part's rusted, then it's pretty much a given the rest is, but if that part's not rusted, then keep looking underneath and you'll find that it may be in pretty bad shape. I've already dug all this out and started cutting it out. Now those are behind plastic, so you have to remove the plastic in order to see it. Moving towards the back, just in front of the rear wheel, is where your trailer arm mounts, your trailing arms. They connect right here and come up, and they mount to the frame. Well, you can see there's nothing there for it to mount to because I cut it out. It's right there. It was so rusted that I just had to remove that whole piece, and I'm putting a new piece in. On the other side, you can see there's where the trailing arm is, and it goes up and it bolts up into the frame there. It's a very common spot that I've seen on these cars. In fact, I'll show you. As you can see, everything is rotted out. Then, towards the very back of the car, the frame, this one's in pretty bad shape. I'm going to have to cut a lot of that out and put different metal in there. Those are some of the problem spots that I've found on these cars. Those are spots that you should strongly consider checking on yours, or if you're purchasing one of these vehicles and you live in an area where cars rust.